Nobody? Okay, I will tell you, but you want to make sure this goes in your long-term memory. This is multiplication. So it's going to be 1/3 times x. Oh, I skipped B. 6 minus a number. So do we all agree that's going to be 6 minus x? All right, D, the product of 4 and a number. What operation goes with the word product? Leilani? Multiplication again. Yes.
So, is it like, whenever, does it matter, like, for example, 6 minus number, does it have to be 6 minus x, or can it be x minus 6?
No, so for addition and multiplication, it doesn't matter because they're commutative, meaning you could add or multiply in any order, like 3 times 5 is the same as 5 times 3. But for subtraction, it absolutely matters. So when it says 6 minus a number, it has to be 6 and then the minus sign, then the number. All right, a number increased by 7. A number increased by 7. So our number is x. Increased means what operation? Addition. And what is it increased by? 7. Okay, so this next one is a sneaky one. It says 5 less than a number. I think we all agree the less than means subtraction. Okay, but anything with that THAN, less than, more than, greater than, I don't even know, but anything with that THAN, when I used to teach Algebra 1, I would call it, or pre-algebra, a flip-flop word. What does that mean? It means that if you were trying to translate this exactly, you would think this would be 5 minus x, but that's wrong. Don't write that down. Because less than is a flip-flop word. So meaning I have 5, I am 5 years less than, or I am 5 feet shorter than, it's the THAN. I'm 5 inches, I should say. I should say I'm 5 inches shorter than Leilani. It's not true. But if that were true, would I take my height and subtract her height from it, or would I subtract my height from her height? We would take the bigger one and subtract from it, right? So if we are less than, I have 5 less than 10 of something. It's not going to be 5 minus 10. It's going to be 10 minus 5. So less than is what I call a flip-flop word. So we draw the minus sign, and then whatever's written before that minus sign comes after it. And then whatever is written after it comes before it. So this is actually an x minus 5. We're 5 less than the number. So you have the number and then you subtract the 5 from it. Yes. So I like translating exactly. So I would do like the x plus 5. But if you were to write 5 plus x in that scenario, you wouldn't get the wrong answer because addition's commutative. So it wouldn't make a difference. All right, 10 times a number. Easy enough, right? All right, subtracted from. From is another flip-flop word. Subtracted from. 16 subtracted from a number. So that subtracted from, another flip-flop word, means I'm going to put the minus sign. Whatever's written before the minus comes after it, and whatever's written after comes before it. So it's x minus 16. All right, now letter I. A number less 6. Does it say a number less than? No, it just says a number less 6. So our number is x. Less means minus 6. No flip-flop there because it doesn't have that THAN. So I see another THAN. What do I call those THAN words? Flip-flop words. So that means more than. What operation do you think goes with more than? What operation do we think goes with more than? Jonah? Addition. So it's a flip-flop word. So it says 7 more than. So we're going to do the plus 7 at the end. And then it says twice the number. How do you think I'm going to represent that twice the number? Stella? 2x goes before. You got it. Bella? You don't. So Bella's question was great. She said, do we have to put that multiplication? No, this is the same as 10x. Just like this is the same as 1/3 x, and this is the same as 4x. We know when a number and variable are next to each other, it means multiplication. So you don't have to put the dot. Okay.
Yep.
So we're getting into word problems. And with the word problems, we have one of three scenarios. One scenario will be it just says complementary angles. Another scenario, it just says supplementary angles. And the third scenario, it says supplement and complement in the same word problem. So to start, let's talk about when it's only supplementary angles or only complementary angles. If it only says complementary angles in the word problem, we draw a right angle. If it only says supplementary angles in the word problem, we draw a straight angle and then go from there. So it says one of two complementary angles is 5 times the other. Find the measure of the smaller angle. Because it just says complementary angles, I'm only going to draw a right angle. And then I'm going to take that right angle and split it into 2. Did it say anything about these angles being in any kind of ratio? No. Since it didn't say it's in any kind of ratio, what we're going to do is we're going to call one of the angles x. One of the angles, if it's not in a ratio, will always be x. And the other angle is going to be based on the wording. So the other angle based on this wording is 5 times the other. So one of two complementary angles is 5 times the other. Well, if one is x, how am I going to represent 5 times x? 5x. So that's our other angle. So now, once you create your diagram, you're going to look and say, okay, based on this diagram that I just drew, can I make an equation? Jay? You got it. So this is, wait, what did you just say one more time? Oh, so you're saying just 5x equals 90? There you go. 5x plus x equals 90. 5x plus x equals 90. So we're going to have 6x equals 90. Divide by 6. Now, it's okay if you can't divide this in your head. Make the long division. 6 goes into 9 one time. 1 times 6 is 6. Subtract. 9 minus 6 is 3. Bring down the 0. 6 goes into 30. 5 times. 5 times 6 is 30. There's our 0. So we end up getting that x is equal to 15. So it says find the measure of the smaller angle. Do you think the smaller angle will be x or 5x? X. So we're going to say x equals 15 degrees, and that's our answer. That's the smaller angle. Leilani?
So basically, whenever like, you don't know an angle, we just automatically make it.
So when we're drawing these diagrams, we'll always call one, unless it says that they're in a ratio, like the problem we did on the board. But if they don't say it's in a ratio, we'll always call one of them x, and the other angle will be based on the words. Yep. All right, so it says two supplementary angles are in a ratio of 11 to 7. So am I going to call one of them x in this one? No, because it says ratio, but I still need to draw a diagram. Because it just says supplementary angles, am I going to draw a right angle or a straight angle? Straight angle. And I'm going to take that straight angle and I'm going to split it into 2. But now I need to label the angles. Well, it says it's in the ratio of 11 to 7. Sebastian, when I pull those numbers out of a ratio, what do I have to put with it? an x. So I'm going to call one angle 11x. I'll call the other angle 7x. Sebastian, could you think of an equation to solve here? You got it. So this is the straight angle, which we know is 180. So we have 11x plus 7x equals 180. So we get 18x equals 180. Divide by 18, and x will equal 10. Find the measure of the larger angle. Which one is larger, 11x or 7x? So the larger angle is going to be 11x, which is going to be 11 times 10. So 11x is 110 degrees. If I'm going too fast, just tell me to slow down. Next one. All right, one angle is 12 less than 5 times its complement. Find the measure of each angle. So this only says complement. Since it only says complement, do I draw a straight angle or do I draw a right angle? A right angle, perfect. So you draw your right angle. And then after I draw the right angle, I split it into two and I call, does this say anything about a ratio? No, since it does not say anything about a ratio, I call one of the angles what? X. And now how do I find what to put for the other angle that's not X? Where do I get that from? The information in the wording. Exactly. So now the other angle is going to be 12 less than 5 times the complement. Well, we called one angle X. So now we're going to be 12 less than 5 times X. Who thinks they know how to translate that? 12 less than 5 times X. Jonah. Good. Remember, less than was what kind of word did we say? Flip-flop. So that 12 is going to come after the minus sign, and then 5 times it will come before it. So 5x. Can anybody think of an equation to now help us solve for x? Jack?
5x minus 12 plus x equals 90.
You got it. 5x minus 12 plus x equals 90. 5x plus x is a 6x minus 12 equals 90. We're going to add that 12 over. So we're 6x equals 102. Divide by 6. So now once again, I'm going to use my long division. 6 goes into 10 one time. 1 times 6 is 6. Subtract. 10 minus 6 is 4. Bring down the 2. 6 goes into 42 7 times. 7 times 6 is 42. 0. So we end up with x is equal to 17. Now it says find the measure of each angle. So I need both angles. X is 17. Sebastian, how do I find the other angle? So if x is 17, how do I find the other angle? Yeah, you got it. 5 times 17 minus 12, right? So then we're going to need to do more arithmetic. So we're going to say 17 times 5 over on the side of our paper. 5 times 7 is 35, carry the 3. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. So this is 85 minus 12. So then again, I'm going to do 80 over on the side, 85 minus 12. 5 minus 2 is 3. 8 minus 1 is 7. So the two angles are 17 degrees and 73 degrees. How else could you have found it instead of plugging in the 5x minus 12 if we wanted to? Anybody know what we could have also done? Couldn't we have just done 90 minus 17 since they have to add to 90? Might have been quicker, right? Yes.
Did you say this was the one that's
No, this just has complimentary in it.
it's complement to the website?
Yep. Okay, so you guys try the two independents and then we'll go over them.
We'll do with 9x and 6. So this and this minus it equals 9x. No, it's this plus this equals it, right? And my group got 180. What did you drop here? Yes. So that we would we just get it influenced and we just went into the send it. We don't just clear it says we can't go on this side, but let's together. Access nine, but there's another one like that one. No, what's this one up here? What is it say? The X, right? So that's the same as saying minus X. But wasn't we just find out X's? So we have to do 9 because 9. I don't know what you do. I just missed it. You know, it's fine. Good job. Let me try. But it's soon I will have this one too. We're doing the following part of the applications. We just start to take for you there. I was supposed to do that. Do you have some 16? They're like, and so. Yeah. It's tricky. Or goes into 19. 4 times 36, 4 goes into 36, 93. So be careful with, unless it says a ratio, if it doesn't say a ratio, then one of them is always just X. The other one is based on the word, so this should have been the end. And now you make your equation based on the diagram. Oh, yeah, we both got the three next to it. We both got it. Perfect. Yeah. Okay, doing great. Perfect. Okay, Jeremy. Perfect. How we do so. It lets us find the larger interval. So you just found X. Oh, you're doing it now.
Okay, so I was walking around. I was so happy with what I was seeing. For the first one, it just says complement. So we called one x, and the other one is 9 times that, which is a 9x. So we have 9x plus x equals 90. So 10x equals 90. X is equal to 9. But be careful, it says find the measure of each angle. So x is 9 degrees, but 9x is going to be 9 times 9, which is 81 degrees. So you needed both answers here. Don't forget to see what they're asking for. And then the next one says one of two supplementary angles. This one was a little bit more difficult. So one angle is always x, the other one will be based on the words. So the other angle is 16 less than 3 times the other. So remember, less than's that flip-flop word. So we flip it, so it's 3x minus 16. So our equation here should be 3x minus 16 plus x equals 180. So we are 4x minus 16 equals 180. Add the 16 on both sides. We have 4x equals 196. Divide by 4. And you should have gotten here, x equals 49. And then it says find, what does it ask us to find? The larger angle. So the larger angle is going to be 3x minus 16, which is going to be 3 times 49 minus 16. And that was 131 is our answer here. I was really happy with all the work I was seeing. Okay, let's keep going. What is the complement of 38 degrees? So how will I figure that out? Caitlin? You got it. Complement means they add up to 90. So the complement of 38 degrees will be 90 minus 38. So I'm going to borrow here. This becomes 10. This becomes 8. 10 minus 8 is 2. 8 minus 3 is 5. So this is 52 degrees. Okay, I'm going to ask, before we answer letter B, I'm going to ask a couple more questions. What would be the complement of 10 degrees? 80, perfect. What would be the complement of 60 degrees? 30. So what are we doing when we're finding the complement? We're just taking 90 and that number and doing what with it? Subtracting them. So what is the angle? What is the complement of an x degree angle? What's the complement of an x degree angle? So what should we do? 90 and the angle and do what with them? Subtract them. It's going to be 90 minus x. So to find any complement, we just take that number and subtract it from 90. Take that number, subtract it from 90. All right, the supplement of 38 degrees, do we all agree we're going to do 180 minus 38? So this becomes 10, this becomes 7, 10 and minus 8 is 2, 7 minus 3 is 4. We have 142 degrees. What's the supplement of 80 degrees? What's the supplement of 80 degrees? 100, good. What's the supplement of 60 degrees? 120, good. To find the supplement, what are we doing? Caitlin? Good. To find the supplement of any number, we're just going to do 180 minus x minus that number. Okay, so up until this point, we talked about when it just says complementary in a word problem, what do we draw? When it just says complementary, right angle. If it just says supplementary, what do we draw? A straight angle, a straight angle. Now I'm going to say, what do we do when it says supplement and complement in the same word problem? If it says supplement and complement in the same word problem, we don't draw any diagram at all. We're going to use a very specific let statement. We're going to let the angle equal x. So angle will equal x. The supplement of the angle will be 180 minus x. And the complement of the angle will be 90 minus x. You want to memorize this. Jay? Sure. All right, so let's see how we use this. So it says the supplement of an angle is 4 times the complement of an angle. Find the measure of the complement. Do you all see how it says supplement and complement in the same word problem? So we're not drawing any diagram at all. No right angle, no straight angle. We're going to make that very specific let statement. We're going to let angle equal x. The supplement of that angle is 180 minus x. And the complement of that angle will be 90 minus x. So now what we're going to do is we're going to translate these words into an equation. So it says the supplement of an angle. The supplement of an angle. Well, didn't we say the supplement was 180 minus x? So I'm going to write that down. 180 minus x. The supplement of an angle is, which means equals, means equals 4 times the complement. 4 times the complement. So that means it's going to be 4 times the complement. Well, according to our let statement, what did we say the complement was going to be written as? 90 minus x. So we're going to do 90 minus x in those parentheses. Find the measure of the complement. Well, first we have to solve for x. Everybody okay with how I set up this equation? Now, when I have a number and then parentheses, what do we have to do with that number? Distribute in. So I have to distribute in. So we're going to do 90 times 4. So if you need to go over to the side of your paper and multiply it out, that's fine. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 9 is 36. So we're going to have 360 minus 4x on one side and 180 minus x the other side. Now, do you see how we have x's on different sides of the equal sign? I have to bring it to the same side. So I'm going to add the 4x over to bring them to the same side. So when I have a negative 1x plus a positive 4x, Jack M, what is that?
Wait, what?
Negative 1x plus a positive 4x. One's a negative, one's a positive. So what should we do? Subtract, right? So we're going to get a positive 3x because 4 is bigger than 1. So we'll stay that sign. Equals 360. Sebastian, what do I do now? Subtract what? 180. Yep, we subtract the 180. So 3x equals 180. And now we're going to divide by 3. And it's okay if you can't do this in your head. Go to the side and do long division. 3 goes into 18 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18. Subtract, since I'm bringing down that 0, I have to put a 0 up top. So x is equal to 60. I'll let everybody catch up before I ask the next set of questions I'm going to ask here. Based on my let statement, what does x represent? Based on the let statement, what does x represent? Angle. X represents the angle. In the direction, did I say find the angle?
No.
No, what did I say to find? Find the complement. Well, isn't the complement 90 minus x? Well, I now know what x is. So can I find the complement? Yes. So the complement is going to be 90 minus 60. So the complement is 30 degrees.
If it just said to then we just leave it at 60.
Yep, exactly. If I said find the angle, then you're done at x. All right, next one. The measure of the supplement of an angle is 60 less than 3 times the measure of the complement of the angle. Find the measure of the angle. So once again, do you notice how it says supplement and complement in the same word problem? So we're not drawing any diagram. We're going to write out our let statement. So we're going to let the angle equal x. The supplement will be 180 minus x. And the complement will be 90 minus x. Okay, so once again, let's go through this. It says the measure of the supplement of an angle. Well, didn't we write out here the supplement of an angle is 180 minus x? So we're going to have 180 minus x is, what does is represent? Equals 60 less than. Who remembers that less than? What kind of word is that? Flip-flop. So I'm going to put my minus here and then put the 60 after the minus because it says 60 less than. Now, before the minus, I have to put 3 times the measure of the complement. Anybody think they know how I'm going to represent 3 times the measure of the complement? Jonah?
Yeah.
Say it one more time. No. So it says you're right about the 3 being multiplied, but it didn't say 3 times the angle. Jonah, it says 3 times the complement. So Jonah, look at our let statement. What's the complement represented as? So it's going to be 3 times the quantity of 90 minus x. Again, I have a number and then parentheses, so I have to distribute it in. And if you don't know what 90 times 3 is, that's okay. You go over to the side of your paper and you multiply. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 9 is 27. So we're going to have 180 minus x equals 270 minus 3x minus 60. On the right side, does anybody see like terms I can combine? Caitlin? You got it, 270 and a negative 60. So it's 270 minus 60 becomes 210. So we're 210 minus 3x equals 180 minus x. Okay, now I need to solve. The x's are on different sides, so what should I do to make the x's on the same side? Well, I'm going to add over the 3x. And then Jake M, again, I have a negative 1x and a positive 3x. What do we do with those? Yep, so it's going to become a positive 2x since 3 is bigger than 1. So now I have, I'll bring it up here, 180 plus 2x equals 210. I'm going to subtract the 180. Eleven minus 8 is 3. So we have 2x equals 30, divide by 2. X is equal to 15. So it says find the measure of the angle. Well, what's the angle? It is 15. That's just x. So we're going to say x equals 15 degrees. That's our answer. Okay, guys, we're good for today. You do have homework. I will post that homework for you.